Yo, welcome back to another match. We are on the draw with a bit of a baru today. Uh, as you might have been able to deduce at this point, I have no lands in my deck. I'm playing Belcher today. Me and my friend Dylan Kidd have been discussing the deck. He came up with the idea originally, and I've kind of been helping him refine it as we go. And yeah, it has a lot of potential to it. It sounds a bit of a meme at first, but once you start actually putting cards in your deck and looking at the power level, it kind of looks real. So I'm here today to test that out and find out if this is a real deck or if it's just a bit of a meme deck. My deck is certainly a first draft too. Okay. So we could just play turn 1 Emery. That's pretty cool. Given that Emery buys back the Lotus, and they're playing probably some sort of affinity deck, the Emery's probably going to survive, so let's just do it. If they played a different starting land, I might be scared to throw away my Lotus just to get the Emery down, because if the Emery gets killed, then I'm in pretty bad shape. But given this land, I think Emery's probably going to survive, and I'll just play Lotus again next turn and set up for a turn 3 kill. Assuming on that third turn I can... Well, turn 2 I can bring back the Lotus with the Emery, then turn 3 I can play and crack it, and then do it again with Emery and have just heaps of mana and probably be able to find the Belcher at that stage. Oh, cool. I didn't know that's how that worked. No matter, still would have made this play. We had to go into white as a concession to the fact that there's only 13 MDFC lands in any given color, and 13 is not quite enough lands for this deck, so you need to play some off-color ones, and at that point you might as well play white for a few bits and pieces, which I'll demonstrate as we go. You just remembered the one removal spell in the boss kind of deck. Unfortunate. Hopefully we can find something to spell snare next turn and then kind of slowly build our way up to fabricate for Belcher. We'll see if that all goes smoothly. Might not. A lot of things can go wrong between now and then, but given we lost our Emery, that is what it is. Okay. Speaking of what reasons we're playing white, Tameshi plus Lotus is you make mana equal to the number of lands you control times 3, which is a pretty powerful effect. So it's an easy one to slot into the deck, and there's other interaction that you like to have from white. So white was kind of the natural pairing for the blue. There's probably arguments to go for pretty much any color, but I've gone with white for this first draft. There's a lot of redundancy as well. It's nice that the deck isn't completely all in on the Belcher plan. Like you can Tameshi, make infinite mana, cast some flip MDSC cards and just play like almost a fair game like that. Hold up some counter spells after the fact, and that might just be enough to ride to victory. But yeah, we'll see if the non-Belcher fair plan is good enough or not. Generally speaking, we're just going to hope we just belch people out. That's the game 1 plan A. 3 drop. Okay, so it is a bots kind of deck. Spell Snare does not find its man. Oh, still good. They could play like a Soul Ring into 2 drop, maybe that's what they've got if they're still thinking here, or maybe it's just some moto lag, but don't feel too bad about our spot. We can play Witch Enchanter untap next turn, play Tameshi. Surely the Tameshi will survive because the Dismember's already been used, so then if we untap with it, we get to do Lotus plus Tameshi and a Vault Key. Can't spell snare that. And then that'll make 9 or so mana, which we can fabricate for Belcher with. That's an untapped land. I could have it a bit more condensed into one turn by like holding the Tameshi and playing it next turn. That might be better now that I've found another untapped land. So I could like fabricate this turn for the Belcher. Maybe just hold up the spell snare. A few options actually. I think I'm happy to play the Witch Enchanter land. Play 3, not under that much pressure. I'm just going to fabricate for the Belcher. They've probably worked out at this point what I'm up to, so I'll do this and it'll make it look like I might be getting Belcher next turn, but not activating it. And hopefully that gives them some sense of security that that they're not going to need to interact that turn, and then I can play Tameshi, Lotus, make up to 12 mana, and then just kill with Spell Snare and Specimen back up. Here is the beautiful deck that we've constructed. Let me grab one Belchy boy. Pray to goodness that it doesn't get Thought Knot Seared, and plus turn. If it does get Thought Knotted, then we get to have fun with a fair Tameshi, 12 mana, bounce all my stupid MDFC lands and just cast them and see if they do the trick. There isn't a good plan B for this deck. It's literally just cast as many spells as you can. It's not like there's an Aetherflux Reservoir or a Khan or anything like that, but I have thought about including that, but I've theorized that this is a good enough backup plan. So we'll see. It's champ. So it looks like pretty traditional bots. With their 1 mana up, they really shouldn't have an answer to the Tameshi. So let's go for it. For those who aren't familiar with modern Belcher, they probably wouldn't have seen this, but I'll demonstrate a few loops of it. As long as it resolves, I'll show you how it works. They are thinking here. Do they have... Nope. Okay, let's pick the Black Lotus card. So, Tameshi says, white and X, return a land you control to your hand and return an artifact with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So I'll bounce this land, bring back Lotus, draw a card. The first thing that the first permanent you return from the battlefield to your hand each turn draws you a card with Tameshi. So the first time you do this, you draw a card, which is a nice little bonus. Does have that clause that it's only once per turn that it occurs. But we're more in it for the mana. Make some blue now. Let's go white again. So each loop is making It's going +2 mana because you're paying 1 to return the Lotus, and then so I'll have that much. I haven't actually done the math because I know what I'm going to be going for at the end of this turn. There seemed to be F6, so let's just go for the gusto. And spell snare up. Not the best. I'd rather have the sync the super up, but don't think there's anything that they could have here that stops it. Use my deck. Take 40 something. And we'll go to game 2. So the sideboard is kind of like, I guess, 3 different kinds of card. There's please don't play counter spells, stop casting spells on my turn. So silence, arms chant, dress down. Please don't play vexing bauble, so things that destroy artifacts or enchantments, being these and this one. Oh, Fluster Storm's also, I guess, yeah, there's more blue counterspell hate. Obviously this deck looks pretty bad against counterspells, so these 6 are really designated for decks that have a decent density of counterspells. One Tormod's Crypt to Respect Reanimator, and you've got a lot of artifact tutors for it, so that's pretty nice. And not really sure about Subtlety, but we're giving it a crack. We've got every other pitch spell, so we might as well play Subtlety. I think all 8 of these look good. What am I going to cut? I have no idea. I guess I'm not going to cut lands. I think I can cut some of the artifact mana. Mox Opal's already kind of close as is. It's got the Enigma Jewel. The Spell Snare looked pretty bad. Maybe I'll leave this. Yeah, I guess I want a Subtlety like a Lodestone. Go on all these. 5 more cuts? Let's just cut the Belcher and be done with it. No, I bet not. Got Step Through, it's pretty ordinary. What else can I cut? Teferi's not quite as important because you don't really care about them interacting at instant speed. Let me make 3 more cuts. It's got the Disrupting Shoal. It seems hard to line up the right mana values. 2 more cuts. It's got Wear. It's quite expensive on the draw. And 1 more cut. Maybe Flare of Denial. I certainly don't have a sideboard plan just yet. I'm just kind of winging it with this deck. But yeah, there's kind of the 3 camps of sideboard cards that you're working with. Things that stop their permanence, things that stop them playing spells on your turn, and things that generally counter. Against bots, you just want to bounce their lock pieces. What is this hand gonna do? Seems pretty ordinary. It's got 2 lands, no white source for the swords. I've been playing one of these like card selection creatures on turn 3 on the draw. I think we can do better. I'm gonna take a mull here. This looks a bit better. It's got a misstep for an early play, a spell pierce for the next one. Let's go ahead and keep. I probably can't afford to keep the Chrome Mox, so this is fine. The hand is a little combo light, like it's pretty far from comboing or having enough mana to be able to combo, but don't think I'm looking to go to 5. Hopefully Misstep gets to snag a key. I guess I respect it. Hopefully the key wasn't bait for like a Soul Ring or a Mana Vault, but these decks are, well, 50% of the time they won't even play Soul Ring, so you don't want to just hold Misstep and have it rot in your hand for no good reason. Right, this is a land, let's play that. Didn't ever play that turn. Think I'm happy just to get Tamio down. Actually, let's Bauble. I don't think I'm going to try and flip Tamio this turn, so I might as well get the information off Bauble now to help guide my decision. It doesn't draw a card, does it? Just puts it in your hand. Yeah. Well, no, probably is good to try and flip Tamio. I think that might be a nice way to kind of recoup the mulligan we had. So we'll do the Tamio trick, not assuming it resolves. Bauble on their turn, draw for turn normally, and then crack the clue off of Tamio to draw the third card for turn. They're drawing another key. That's fine with me. I don't feel too bad about our spot. The swords is good if they tap out for a good creature here. A little scared of, yeah, something like a Trinisphere, but the good thing about the Tamio line that we've taken is that we just get to flip Tamio, kind of ignore the Trinisphere, and just hopefully, I guess, work our way towards a Tamio Ultimate. Should be pretty difficult for them to work around, given that we're going to, assuming we find a land in the next 3 draw steps, we can play that and then have swords up the following turn to kind of defend the Planeswalker Tamio. And then maybe make a blocker with the trainer. Okay, we do find a land, that's really nice. So let's stick to the plan. Get Tamio. Got our clue. Flip her over. And LED is going to get covered by the Trinisphere. Uptick the Tamio. And Mido thinks I can do anything, but I absolutely cannot through this Trinisphere. So Tamio only needs to uptick twice, and we've got removal spell plus a blocker coming down the next couple of turns. So I feel pretty good about our odds of just flipping the Tamio and riding that to victory. I could bring back the Misstep with Tamio minus, but given the Trinisphere, I don't think that's a prudent option for us. So let's see what they do, and that'll obviously guide our decision, but if nothing else changes, I'll probably just try and hold up Spell Pierce plus swords and protect Tamio. Protect the Queen. Good card. It's actually my first time casting Tamio, and I'm quite enjoying it. Factory is a little annoying because it can pressure Tamio, but not terribly well. You're not going to cast another spell, tell you that much. Probably just going to main phase kill this Psy. Oh, I guess the Thopters aren't really that scary with the Tamio here. I could just let this thing go. Yeah, might just do that, to be honest. I think I will. Holding up Spell Pierce plus Swords next turn sounds really good. I guess I'm a little concerned that the, yeah, let's go uptick. The Spell Pierce definitely could miss its man now that they're going to go play their 5th mana and then potentially play something for 3 mana, thanks to the 3 wall, and then have mana to pay for the Spell Pierce, but that's okay. At least the swords probably covers a lot of the other threats that they could potentially produce. I could just play the trainer here as well, hit a land drop. have a clean block for this, and then swords the following turn. That might actually be better. Let's try and find a land drop. Just hitting land drops is probably really good when, if the plan is to ultimate Tamio, then we'd want to have a lot of lands in play to be able to bounce the sphere and then do something else that turn. I think I just want to land. I could take this Lotus Plume, it's kind of appealing, but too risky to get stuck under the Trinosphere, so let's just grab this Glasswing Grace. And play that tapped. I think it's better to leave the better land, or better MDFC in my deck to draw later on. And if something does go wrong with the Tamio plan, working our way up to 6 lands to start actually double spelling would be really nice. Let's see what they can muster up. Here's a 3 mana thing. Ooh, a Master of Ethereum. It's a bit scary. Okay, this Trinosphere is pretty annoying. Usually I'm the one casting Trinosphere and it's good for me, but right now it's quite annoying. Let's go uptick. And we'll pass. So when we draw Half-Eye Library, we'll probably find the Into the Floodmoor, the Petty Theft, the Sink into Stupor. There's a lot of bounce spells that we can find that'll bounce the Sphere, and then hopefully we find like Black Lotus plus the Mana Vault plus whatever other fast mana I've got to maybe combo on that very same turn. We will see if that actually works out. I think I am gonna let them untap. I could just kill this right now. I think I want to let them commit to like maybe pumping up the factory and then making an ordinary attack without the right information that the swords is going to kill the master. Like I want them to have to commit to trying to kill or to hit the Tamio for at least 2 to stop the ultimate. Don't know, I have an upkeep stop. My concern for this is that if they just go like fire up factory and then one of their last cards is misstep for the swords, then it works out pretty bad compared to me just doing it sorcery speed when they had 2 mana up and it would have gone through fine. But they didn't have misstep in their opening hand to protect the key, so we know one of their cards is the Voltaic key, so let's just try and see what they can do. Okay, so they want to dismember this, which is actually pretty good for me as well. That's fine. So they're going to fire up the factory here. Yeah, this is another good example of like using a dismember really like, well, I mean, it looks good for them, but until they realize that their master's about to die, the dismember is a pretty bad play because I'm going to kill this. This is going to be 1 power, this will be 1 power, and this will be 2 power. So this will just deal 1 through the Tamio trigger. Oh, not even doing that. Okay. Sure. So I might even keep Tamio around. That'd be cool. Sure. Let's just skip this part. Demio takes nothing. Demio is broken. There is a chance that we don't find a bounce spell here, and life is not great, but even that said, I think you have no maximum hand size. Yes, card's great. What the hell? So we probably just find like the Jar Belcher, or yeah, any number of things can keep us in good stead when you draw half your library. Consign's pretty cool. Upticking like almost makes sense against all these Thopters, but like we're not cowards. We're gonna draw half our library. You didn't come here to watch me uptick, can you? What's going to be difficult is working out exactly. Well, let's see if I have a bounce spell first. Okay. I can prismatic ending this because I've got black mana. That actually worked out pretty well. I could exercise it. I do have the Lotus. I think this turn always starts with pending this. Blue, white, black. Done. So what other fast mana? I think we have a kill here. We can just go Bauble, Lotus, Tinker the Bauble, get Charbelcher, and LED crack Charbelcher. Plus we have a 1,000 spare mana with like... Let's just start casting spells now. Well, let's just do one of these. What we need to not do is play and crack LED. That would be a poor choice for me. Right, Lotus. Bauble. Let's crack Lotus for blue. This. This. Oops. That was bad. No matter. Let's tap this. We can recover because we have most of our library in hand. Like this. This. Blue. Tinker. This one. Let's grab this guy. But this one. Discard 21 cards. Moto's probably going to freak out. And then we win. Alright, I think that was a pretty successful first outing. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more child belching.